as regards the...
Can't really play this.
It's the prophecy when it comes up. Go ahead.
Alright, this is Mendon Cato, and we're back. It's been a while since I've actually done anything, primarily because I've been rather busy trying to get things set up, running various other things, and basically working as IT for someone else. But I've decided that we're going to do some more of this general content, keep throwing it out as fast as we can, and more importantly, we're going to do a full review of basically any of the big primary prophecies or anything that we can get a hold of from Joseph Smith. Haven't really reviewed these at length, but I'm not terribly worried about it. Primarily because Joseph Smith was a fraudster, a lunatic, an absolute retard. So disproving these just offhand shouldn't be a big deal. And again, going back to Deuteronomy 13, just because you can make a prophecy that comes true doesn't mean you aren't a false prophet. If you promote the idea of people going after a false god or changing their conception of who and what God is, you are a false prophet, even if you make real predictions that do come true. We also have the hilarity of, because there is at least one that I know of where Smith tried to rig the game. I'm pretty sure that'll come up. We're going to be looking at Wikipedia and a couple other random website sources that popped up. So this should be fun. This should be really fun. Let's get into it. Okay, here we go. So these guys popped up. We've got this, another website, and Wikipedia. So we'll see what we've got going. Let's get into this. This should be fun. I can already see within 56 years, yeah. So that definitely didn't happen because it's, 56 plus that. Oh no. Oh no. It's already in the 2000s. It's 2026, and they have a reference for Mormons to pull up and go check their own bullshit. That's always nice. So even according to your own interpretation, Mormons, it's wrong. So in 1835, Joseph Smith prophesied the Lord's return within 56 years. By 1891, this was proven to be false. So that's already one. One and done. Joseph Smith is a false prophet. It really is that easy. Sorry, I'm having to blow my nose. 1843, Joseph Smith prophesied the United States government would be overthrown and wasted. I guess they're having to include the word wasted here because Mormons do this slippery, lubed up retard dance anytime they get caught pushing, promoting, and oh no, is this in the yeah, that is. Oh, maybe not. That may not have been in the box, but oh well. We can deal with a little unprofessionalism. They do this like lubed up retard dance anytime they get caught doing something and they start redefining words. We'll be doing a video about that later today as well. What is a created being? Wasted is probably having to be included because they kept changing what that meant. Within a few years, if they refused to redress the wrongs committed solely against the Mormons in Missouri. And thanks Mormons for providing a reference. You know, the United States government is still holding strong. It's still going. I guess they probably redefined this to mean, oh no, the Americans elected a new president. Got to do that retard dance. The United States government has never formally redressed any wrongs committed against the Mormons in Missouri because the United States federal government never did anything wrong. It was the state government of Missouri, and Missouri ain't gonna ever do that. And it still stands nearly 170 years later. False prophet again. So I think it's funny too that like everybody has like specific Mormon ones they pick out. That's like their class favorite one to go over. In 1832, Joseph Smith prophesied the present generation of Mormons would not pass away before the Temple of New Jerusalem will be built in Zion, Missouri. Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites. Doctrine and Covenants, section 84. That's in one of their stupid holy books they still use. That's amazing. That's not buried in a history book. That's buried in something they're supposed to be using daily. Uh-oh. The Mormons were forced to flee Missouri, and no temple was constructed there in Joseph Smith's lifetime or within the generation that witnessed this prophecy. And if I recall, that lot is still empty. Like it's purposely sectioned off, and it's owned by some dude who's still incredibly butthurt, if I recall, but it doesn't matter. It didn't happen within their lifetime like he claimed. 1832, Joseph Smith prophesied that the United States Civil War would eventually engulf... this is actually phrased wrong. 1832, Joseph Smith prophesied that an American Civil War would eventually engulf all nations. This prophecy did not come close to being fulfilled. He prophesied that there would be an American Civil War and it would begin like eating up everything. So like Europe would end up involved in our war, South America, Asia, everybody, and it would become basically World War One. This didn't happen. Not by a long shot. And, you know, again, oh look, it's in the religious book. Oh no. Uh-oh. Joseph Smith made many other false... Okay, cool. So we're out on this one. Let's check this one out. Institute for Religious Research. This should be good. David Patton. David Patton is one of my favorites. Verily, thus saith the Lord. Because, you know, you have to use that KJV language. Otherwise, in the 1800s... you have to use KJV language in the 1800s. Because, you know, early modern English, early 17th century early modern English, when you're doing religious eisegeting and making things up religiously, because otherwise people wouldn't know. Oh, you know, speaking in common tongue, which is also hilarious because when you go to the Greek, you can tell that they're speaking plainly. No churching it up. But, you know, retard's got to church it up. Thus saith the Lord. So already he's in trouble. That's a second commandment. Pretty sure that's the second commandment. Maybe not. Hold on. Am I retarded? I think it might be, but it's one of the commandments. Do not take the Lord's name in vain. That's actually what it's talking about with that. Is not attributing... Oh, no. Second commandment is idols. I always get confused. Man. It gets all over the place. That's why I have to reference things, but I have a good general knowledge. It is wisdom in my servant David Patton. So, David Patton had absolutely nothing to do with any of it at all, and was not a servant of God if he was a Mormon. That he settle all business as soon as he possibly can. Oh, right you are. But not for the reason you think. And make a disposition of his merchandise. So sell all your shit. And let everyone know that you're leaving. That he may perform a mission unto me the next spring. Which is weird, because he didn't perform a mission for God. And he was doing this at the behest of Joseph Smith's cult. So, kind of a problem. In company with others. So that's a magic keyword there. In company with others. That proves that this is wrong. Especially. Even 12, including himself. So 12 other people. To testify of my name and bear glad tidings unto the world. The world, as in where they currently are. Another magic keyword. This is from, of course, their broken religious book that they're supposed to use all the time. And, again, you know, how do you read this and not go, oh, holy shit, Joseph is a fucking idiot. So the reason why this is a false prophecy is because David... So about like a month or two after he made this, David Patton died. So he did not go on to... He didn't go on a... I hate the KGB language. He didn't go on a mission trip the following spring. He did not go in with the company of others. And he also... Not 12 of them, at least. And he didn't do any of this nonsense. He didn't spread the word of the cult into the world. So, oopsie doopsie. Yeah, and thus saith the Lord. There we go. That's the third commandment. Now that my brain is working. I only woke up a little bit ago, okay? Cut me some slack. It's my weekend. I rolled out of bed. We're just doing this off the cuff. April 17th, 1838. Patton died in October and never went on the trip in the spring. If I recall, I don't think anyone else died either. So the classic Mormon... No, he went to the other realms, the spirit realms, and he's proselytizing to the spirits. That doesn't work either because he had to go with 12 other people. Oops. And it also specifies the world. The world, as in where we are currently. Oops. Not that there's any sort of legitimacy to Mormon crap, but it's important to understand what other people say and what that actually functionally means to be able to refute them. Yeah, the United States government would be overthrown. We already got that. This is the actual text of it, though. I prophesy in the name of the Lord God of Israel. Who? Because I know you ain't talking about Mormon Jeebus crust, and I know you're not talking about Mormon Yahweh, and I know that you're not talking about yourself, Joseph, since there are fundamentalists within Mormonism who claim that Joseph Smith is their Holy Spirit, since there is no origin story for Holy Spirit. And during Joseph Smith's time, they basically, they would like mention the Holy Spirit, but like they would fail to address it as a thing or acknowledge it. So during Smith's time, Mormonism didn't have like it wasn't tritheistic, it was dutheistic. It was two different gods, not three. Until after Smith dies, then suddenly they're tritheistic, which is a really weird coincidence. Unless the United States redress the wrongs committed upon the saints. You ain't saints if you don't believe in the proper God and proper Christ. In the state of Missouri, and punish the crimes committed by her officers, then in a few years the government will be utterly overthrown and wasted. Yeah, so I can almost guarantee you that's why the other website specifically singled out the word wasted. Is Mormons are doing their lubed up retard dance about the word wasted. No, wasted means that wasted means that the government has become insolvent, or that you have a lot of ghettos. It doesn't mean that, that something was utterly annihilated and destroyed, as Joseph Smith meant. It means this other thing that I pulled out of my ass. And there will be not so much of a potsherd. Potsherd? This is the other thing that's also really annoying with these like fake religious cult weirdos. They do these like weird languaging things, and then they use like retard speech. Left for their wickedness in permitting. So he's like literally, there will be nothing left except little tiny chunks of shards of pottery. So yeah, wasted meaning annihilated, but Mormons probably don't interpret it that way, because they have to do their lubed up retard dance to make excuses for Joseph Smith, fraudster, rapist, lunatic, everything. Because, you know, just admitting that he was wrong is apparently too far. That's too far. Permitting the murder of men, women, and children, and wholesale plunder and extermination of thousands of her citizens to go unpunished. More than likely, the government in Missouri only actually probably hurt like a couple hundred people. And as typical with some of the Mormons early on, was probably as a result of Mormons being absolutely insane. Joseph Smith made this prophecy May 6th, 1843. However, the United States government did not redress any of the wrongs, ever. And now, 150 years later, the United States government still stands. Ooh. Congress to be broken up as a government. What? I haven't heard this one. This is new. While discussing the petition to Congress, I prophesied. This is going to happen, guys, really. It came to me in a dream. Excuse me. By virtue of the holy priesthood vested in me, and in the name of Mormon Jebus, that if Congress will not hear our petition and grant us protection, they shall be broken up. They can't grant you protection, retard. The United States does not offer specialized protections to cults, especially cults running around murdering people and stealing from them. You know, rape cults are not protected in the United States. Did you know that? Weird. The petition was not even heard, nor was protection granted. Yeah. Well, I mean, you hear about a weird cult of lunatics running around raping everybody, raping each other, sexually harassing each other. Dudes running around stealing wives. These aren't serious people. These aren't people you should listen to. Finding treasure in Salem, Massachusetts. Prophecy. I need to stop talking like that. I need to stop. I'm going to get stuck that way. This prophecy is recorded in Doctrine and Covenants, section 111, the introduction to the prophecy, found at the beginning of section 111. Revelation given through Joseph Smith. August 6, 1836. At this time, the leaders of the cult were heavily in debt due to the labors in the ministry, aka they were blowing all their money on bullshit, and then probably partying all the time. I, the Lord your God, Mormon Yahweh, a 10-foot tall, adulterous man who is created by a different being, am not displeased with your coming this journey. Why are you talking like retards? Notwithstanding your follies. I have a feeling the other reason, too, a lot of dudes do this kind of crap, even for their contemporary time, is because by making the words incomprehensible, it makes it easier to justify twisting it later on down the road. Makes it easier to justify twisting it up down the road and then pretending that, it actually means this, because most people aren't actually reading at an adult level. They read it like a 6th grade level, if not lower. I have much treasure in this city for you. So this is actually a weird phrasing that's specific for that time period and the culture background that Smith is from, being a New Yorker retard, not knowing how to speak proper English. This is a weird phrase. You don't see this actually in Greek or anything else. Much, using much as a elaborating word concept to show that there's a lot of something. That's a retarded thing from the 1800s and American 1800s specifically. For the benefit of Zion, many people in this city whom I need to... When I gather out in due time... I can't do the voice now. For the benefit of Zion and many people in this city, whom I will gather out in due time for the benefit of Zion, through your instrumentality, utility. I don't think that's a word. So already we see Smith planning to justify why everyone has to drop what they're doing, sell all their shit, and then run off into the wilds with him. Therefore, it is expedient that you should form acquaintance with men in this city, as you shall be led, as it shall be given you. Make friends with people. What the hell? And it shall come to pass in the due time that I will give this city into your hands. Oh yeah, this is the this is the thing where because he got ran out of Massachusetts with this as well. That you shall have power over it insomuch that they shall not discover your secret parts, aka that you are a lying sack of shit and a wife stealer and thief, and its wealth pertaining to gold and silver shall be yours. Concern not yourselves about your debts, for I will give you power to pay them. So, again, we have this problem of, hey, we spent all the money, what the fuck do we do? Because we're retards and we're running a cult. Let's try and tell everyone they don't need to worry about money. And everything will work out. No treasure was ever discovered, nor did Salem ever fall into the hands of the Mormons. This is also the other thing that kind of showcases that they're absolutely full of shit. Smith and his cohorts were constantly, overwhelmingly obsessed with women and money. And typically, that's not something that God cares about. So, and then also God's not going to be like, I'm going to take care of you financially. That's not going to happen. That doesn't happen. Usually it's God checking in and then going, oh, hey, I know you don't have any money right now, but here's this. Here, I'm going to, send a bunch of wild cattle into your midst, and then you could just slaughter those and eat those. Examples that we find in the actual Bible is like oh man, I'm like really snotty. What's going on? Is it gonna snow? It might snow or rain later. Ugh. But God will send them a means of feeding themselves, but not necessarily money. So one of those things, like he'll take care of their needs, but not their wants. Money is a want. Money is a want thing. Especially in the United States where debtors' prisons didn't exist. So, you would go to court and then you would have to argue that and do all sorts of stuff. And they might, claim that any future wages you have to be handed over or whatever. That's very different. Pestilence, hail, famine, and earthquake to destroy the wicked. You know how we know this isn't true immediately? Because the Mormons continued to exist. Zion, Missouri Temple. Yeah. Okay, we're out of that. So let's go to Wikipedia. This absolute just dog shit painting, which is also done in the same manner that most Western royalty ones are done. And by that I mean they've beautified him to make him halfway passable. This is still fairly good compared to the actual lithograph photo that I've got. And actually, let me check that out. We'll try and look for that in a minute. Hot minute. So you guys can see exactly. Yeah, here we go. So it's a far cry different. I mean, it's a passable resemblance, but they clearly did things to make him look better. They lightened up his hair. You can very obviously tell his hair is black. More modern paintings, they go full Aryan retard, like he went to Agartha kind of meme nonsense. So you can tell by the coloration and whatnot in this super ancient photo that he does in fact have blue eyes, but he has black hair, dark brown to black hair, and is very obviously not this dude, and definitely a far cry away from the absolute fake super Aryan they like to present. Pretty wild that, a religion that built itself on the idea that non-white people were subhuman and all destined for hell and weren't allowed to be priests, would go out of their way to present their founder as a mega super Aryan. Very weird. And then also, beautify him like he's a vain 12-year-old girl. Pretty funny. Smith spoke of good and evil among the nations, kindred and tongues. Because that's a real prophecy. If you make a prophecy and it doesn't actually, that's not even a prophecy, that's more of a pronouncement. Because that's been true since mankind existed. Since day one. So, instantaneously, this is bullshit. The 3 witnesses to testify of the Book of Mormon, who desired to witness the golden plates containing the Book of Mormon, Smith received the revelation that the testimony of the 3 witnesses would be sent forth of God's word. By the time the revelation was given, neither Cowdery or David Whitmer, the 2 remaining witnesses and later supporters, had met Smith. Oops. It was not fulfilled. Jesus comes to the temple. Never happened. I am Mormon Jebus, the literal adulteress, born in sin, son of Mormon Yahweh. Wherefore gird up your loins, and I will suddenly come to my temple. Even so what? Even so what? Why are you using English vernacular? And then also even so what? This never happened. This never happened. Hiram Page and Oliver Cowdery were to find a buyer for the copyright of the Book of Mormon in Canada. This never happened. Gather in one place, the Latter-day Saints, Mormon retards shall be gathered in one place against the day when tribulation and desolation are set forth upon the wicked. This also did not happen in context to what it's talking about and when it was made. They take it to mean that, we had to run away to Zion because we're pieces of shit who constantly kept getting caught stealing, murdering, and raping people. The hour is nigh, and the day is soon at hand when Mormon Jebus will return. Didn't happen. They will say that it is yet to happen, but the problem is there was a time limit put on it, and that's a oopsie doopsie. But basically, like 99% of these never happened. There are a couple that were like incidentally kind of happened, but not really. And it's just because of pure dumb luck. The Mormons were to gather witches and purchase a place of refuge and safety where the wicked would not come and the wicked would refuse to battle them. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Mormon retards will claim that this was done. It was not done. They didn't purchase Utah. They went out there, and it was unclaimed land that no one could really live on or utilize, and they basically sat down. Didn't purchase shit. Zion is in Missouri. Yeah, the Garden of Eden is in Missouri, guys. Because that's also more so what they actually mean when they say Zion in regards to Zion, Missouri. They're talking about literally it's the Garden of Eden. I mean, I like the South as much as any guy. I like the South as much as any Southerner. But are you fucking kidding me? Missouri is named as the place of the city of Zion. The land will be purchased for an everlasting inheritance. And it was not. They were run out of town. They run out of the entire state after they continually did retarded shit and people eventually lost their minds. Stronghold in Kirkland for the space of 5 years. Elder Frederick. Let me rephrase that. Mormon cultist Frederick Williams should not sell his farm because the Lord wills to retain a stronghold in the land of Kirkland for the space of 5 years. I mean, that technically might have happened, but come on. You only need one false prophecy to be a false prophet. You only need one false prophecy. Because, the creator of the universe isn't... the creator of the universe isn't going to get it wrong, okay? Zion in its temple will be built at Independence, Missouri in this generation. Didn't happen. New York will be destroyed. New York and Boston will be destroyed if they reject Mormon cult claims. The hour of their judgment is nigh. I also love that Mormons have appropriated the word gospel. Gospel literally means good news. There is no good news in the cultic Book of Mormon. There is no good news in Doctrine and Covenants. There are no good news in anything that Joseph Smith touched or created. There is no gospel. The gospel is only found in the New Testament, and specifically the 4 accounts of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Just like Muslims, again, Again, another weird parallel with Mormons and Muslims. Neither group knows what the fuck the gospel is. Really weird. Really weird. Civil War. There will be a war between the northern states and southern states beginning in South Carolina. The southern states will call upon Great Britain for assistance. That after this the war will be poured out on all nations, and the slaves shall rise up against their masters, who shall be marshaled and disciplined for war. Yeah, we didn't have a... World War I didn't start as a result of the American Civil War. The American Civil War did not happen in the 1830s. And, but you'll still find Mormons claiming that this shit's real. Yeah. They believe that it fulfilled your prophecy. It fulfilled it. Yeah, it didn't start World War I, retard. So, wrong. You have to, when you make a prediction, it has to be 100% true, and it has to 100% happen. And otherwise, you're a false prophet. Current generation, not many years shall pass away before the wicked of this generation will be swept off of the earth. Unfortunately, Mormons still exist, so we know this is this is not true. And there are those now living upon the earth whose eyes shall not be closed in death until they have all see all these things which I have spoken fulfilled. Which is, again, even quadruply, not even just doubly. It's like exponentially, quadruply wrong. Because at this point, Smith has already made multiple compounding. By 1833, Smith has already made multiple compounding, like, false prophecies that are all incorrect, to the point that it's actually comical. And these are just the ones that we have written down that we can prove that are attributed to him. These aren't ones that he, like, rattled off and then someone forgot to write it down. Because I guarantee you, there's at least 50,000 more of these that should have been written down and weren't. Simply because people didn't have paper on hand, or they couldn't remember, and then they tried to, like, follow up with him later, and he was like, I didn't say that, when it became obvious that it wasn't going to happen. Promise that if the saints are obedient, building a temple, then the city of Zion will prosper and become glorious, and that Zion cannot be moved out of its place. Is this the Missouri thing? Yeah, that's Missouri again. Why did he make multiple compounding ones? What a fucking idiot. What a fucking idiot. You don't see that in the Bible either. God making multiple compounding prophecies about the one singular thing. You see God making, like, elaborated compounding concepts to build towards one specific prophecy. Like the whole thing about how there would be a redemption and that God would be among us, and then also that basically he would never break any of his bones. Right? Those are three separate prophecies, and they all compound together, and they make one thing. With Smith, he's literally just repeating the same bullshit over and over, but phrasing it differently, so it's always just a different prophecy. How stupid. So it's like he never read the Bible. Oh, I mean, he basically never read the Bible. Neither did any of his followers. According to Philo Dibble. What kind of a name is that? When preaching in Kirtland, Ohio, Smith said, 40 days shall not pass, and the stars shall fall from the heaven. What? 40 days shall not pass. 40 days shall not pass. What the hell is he talking about? In a shower. The world was ending. Okay, that was October. Let's actually look at how old the Leonids meteor shower. is because I have a feeling he probably because it reoccurs. So he talked to somebody, found out that this meteor shower occurs on a specific time, figured it out, or paid someone to do it, to figure it out for him, because he's a fucking scam artist, and then threw that shit in there. Yeah, studied celestial events and deduced the shower would occur again, as records exist of its occurrence in 902, 1630, and 1799. Yeah. So, someone in his group either knew he paid someone off, or he himself already previously knew, not because God told him, but because he's a fucking false prophet. Even if he did magically get this correct magically somehow, it still doesn't make him not a false prophet, because he has a series of false prophecies, and he led people astray. Enemies not destroyed. If the saints were not successful in legal action against their enemies in Missouri, God would avenge them. That didn't happen. Also, this is governmental entities, according to Scripture, are actually put into power by God and are allowed to rule over you as a result of whatever is happening. The United Order, what is this? Would be everlasting, immutable, unchangeable, to benefit the cult until Jesus comes. Yeah, so more word jumping around. Uh-oh, that's embarrassing. I'm going to have to clean up my other drive. But we're back. So, yeah, enemies not destroyed. The United Order. What is this? I don't know what the United... Oh, I've already got that opened. Let's see what this is. United Order of Enoch. This is also how you know they're a cult. That's how you know they're a cult. Anyone making big references, claims, or contingencies to Enoch is usually going to be a cult. Form of Christian, not Christian. This is cultic communism. So they're communal retards. Okay, yeah. So it was literally just because Smith wanted to take possession of their money because he's evil. Speaking through Smith, Mormon's actual literal demon, possibly the same one that made Islam, says regarding Missouri, I will fight your battles, the destroyer I have sent forth to destroy and lay waste mine enemies, and not many years hence they shall not be left to pollute mine heritage, and to blaspheme my name upon the lands which I have consecrated for the gathering together of my cultists, because they're not saints. So this definitely didn't happen, because they were fomenting a fundamental civil war in the area, and that did not happen. Zion in Missouri, that didn't happen. Church to fill the world. This church will fill this cult will fill North and South America, and it will fill the world. It did not. They'll probably just be like, no, it's supposed to happen soon. But you have to remember, you need to interpret this in the means and manner in which it was presented at the time, as well as by presented at the time, as well as that it was understood. So this is, their cult was only going to spread to white people. So that would be in Canada, Greenland. Actually, maybe not Greenland, because a lot of them are Asiatic. Various parts of South America, which has still not happened. And throughout the rest of the world. But only to white people. Wind up in 56 years. Wind up. Wind or wind? The coming of the world, which is nigh, even 56 years should wind up the scene. Oh, this is the end of the world thing. Yeah, 56 years have gone and come. Didn't happen. Retards. Wealth in Salem, the gold, the magic gold, didn't happen. Cultist Thomas Marsh would be exalted and would preach unto the ends of the earth among many nations. He was then shortly excommunicated. Oh, he dodged a bullet. Oliver Granger. And today I shall say unto you, I remember my servant Oliver Granger. Behold, verily I'll say unto him, that his name shall have had in sacred remembrance from generation to generation, forever and ever, saith the Lord. Third commandment violation again. Oh, so is this like the retarded thing that happens in in Islam, where it references the one guy and it's like, this one guy, screw him, he's evil, and then like nobody knows who it's talking about anymore? This is what that's going to turn into, except it's the opposite. The Lord loves Oliver Granger. Who's Oliver Granger? I don't know. 200 years from now, who's Oliver Granger? Who's Oliver Granger? I don't know, but he's in our books, and the Lord has never forgotten him. Literally the exact same error that happens in Islam, but the inverted version of it. Because in Islam, there's like a dude that's mentioned in the Quran where it's like, screw this guy, he's the worst. And then you go ask any Muslim, any sheikh, master sheikh, I don't know what they're called. You go ask any of their apologists, any of these dudes, and they're like, we don't know who that is. Oops. Literally written by the same demon. During this captivity in Liberty Jail, not one of our wives will be taken. No. This did fail. Smith and his retarded brother died at the hands of other Mormons. And that's also something else we're going to be making a short about, pointing out. Because there's a historical weirdness going on there that shows that they were it's very clear that you can kind of assert they were killed by Mormons. The enemies will be punished. That never happened. But like, it just dude, there's so many. The Rocky Mountains, they will settle in the... Oh wait, hold on. Okay, no, these are still from him. The Walkies, they will settle in the Walkies. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. I don't think. No, where is... No, show me. There we go. There. Okay, it kind of touches in. But I mean, that's a huge fucking region. So we can kind of safely say that that's an accidental correct. The other thing, too, is it's also self-fulfilling retardation, where you basically rig the game ahead of time. Oh, we're going to go schedule here, it's been prophesied, and then, you wait 30 years to actually go do it. Smith will not return to Missouri. Yeah, that's also, again, very obviously an accidentally correct. Because, I could say, I'm going to prophesy that I will never again set foot in the state of Washington. And guess what? It's never going to happen. Because I can control where I go. And there's no reason for me to ever go to the state of Washington. Rising generation, there are those of the rising generation who shall not taste death till Christ comes. And of course, this was not fulfilled, but they lie about it. Oh, white horse. There's a lot of white animals, a lot of weird white animals. You got the white salamander, you got a white deer, and now we got a white horse. A lengthy discourse in which Smith, you will see the Constitution of the United States almost destroyed. It will hang like a thread as fine as silk fiber, and it will be preserved and saved by the efforts of the white horse. What? And that temple in Jackson County, Missouri, will be built in this generation. Hysterical. Government overthrown. That didn't happen. Stephen A. Douglas to run for president. Douglas slandered the Mormons, then he would feel the weight of the money. This is the other thing. This is how you know. Another tell that Smith is a false prophet. You're constantly making threats of violence if things don't go your way. Constantly. Just constantly. If you're mean to me or you'll say bad things about me, God is going to strike you down. In the great cities of Boston, New York, etc., there shall be stakes. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, like they're little fake cult groups. That's not really... That's a forced fulfilling. Again, basically accidentally correct. Government broken up. That didn't happen. While discussing the petition to Congress, I prophesied by virtue of the holy culthood from the demon vested in me, and in the name of the demon that I keep calling Jeebus, that if Congress will not hear our petition and grant its protection... Oh, it's that, the thing from before. Yeah, that didn't happen. Orrin Rockwell protected from enemies. I prophesy in the name of Mormon demon that you, Orrin Rockwell, so long as ye... Because you got to church it up. You got to keep using early 17th century language for some reason, because you're totally not being retarded. Shall remain loyal and true to thy faith. No fear, no enemy cut not thy hair, and no bull or boy can harm you. Rockwell died of natural causes. I mean, technically. However, he did cut his hair. Oops. Yeah, so he violated the false prophecy, and of course it's false. Smith prophesied his unborn child will be named David and will be church president and king over Israel. Yeah, so David ran off and became a cult leader of a different cult, a splinter sect of the Mormon cult. And so that didn't happen. Oops. Will not have a hole in... What? What? Shortly before his imprisonment in Carthage jail, Smith told Willard Richards that time would come that the balls would fly around him like hail, and he would see his friends fall on the left and right. Oh, musket balls. But that there would not be a hole in his garment. I mean, that's, again, accidentally correct, but also maybe not correct, because you can have a hole go through your clothing as a result of a bullet and it not kill you. And the fact that we don't have a follow-up of that, and that they're making it about him being uninjured is different. Because you could fail to be shot and then break your leg, and this claim would still be correct. Him being uninjured isn't the claim. The claim is that he has no holes, or no holes will be made in his clothing as a result of the thing. So this is obviously false, because there would be no need to interpret it as Richards not being harmed. Richards could have fell down a stairwell in the escape, shattered his legs, and it would still be then it would be correct. He hadn't been shot. Joseph and Hiram Smith to die if recaptured. Well, bro, you said you weren't going to die. This is a contradiction of a different prophecy. I told Stephen Malcolm that if I and Hiram were ever taken again, we should be massacred, or I was not a prophet of God. Except that, that's not really a prophecy. That's, hey, I'm seeing the writing on the wall. If I get captured again, it's going to be by legitimate authorities, not fake Mormon ones or ones who are lenient towards Mormons. And they're not going to put up with my bullshit. They're going to find out about all the rapes. They're going to find out about the bank theft. They're going to find out about all the stuff that I've been doing. And then they're going to fucking hang me. Oops. This is also why I'm pretty certain that Mormons ended up killing him. Because had it been normal people, they would have hung him. Or had it been normal people, we would have a folk hero that we could parade around and be like, this is the guy who shot Joseph Smith. He's a hero. And we don't have that. The only reason you would fail to disclose who you are after doing something as heroic as that is because you're actually ashamed. And the reason you're ashamed is because you're a Mormon. Dan Jones to serve mission to Wales. I mean, that's also, again, accidentally correct through fulfillment, forced fulfillment. So, but like, most of these did not happen. I guess we could also see about doing a follow-up video, because I know for a long while, a lot of the other retards after Smith made their own prophecies, and all of them were always fucking wrong. They got better about it, though, where what they would do is like the forced correct standard. Okay, cool. So that's it for that. Let's go to the Bible, and let's talk about... Okay, here we are. Let's get rid of that. Oh no, it's doing this. Let's just go with BSB. I like that one. It's plain English. I like me some plain English Bible. Plain modern English. Deuteronomy 13. If a prophet or dreamer of dreams arises among you and proclaims a sign or wonder to you, and if the sign or wonder he is spoken about comes about, but he says, let us follow other gods, which you have not known, and let us worship them, such as Mormon Yahweh, who is not God, Mormon Jebus, who is a created being. And actually, Mormon Yahweh is a created being. We're going to be doing a video about that in a minute, too. Mormon non-existent Holy Spirit till after Joseph Smith was dead. Weird. That sounds like a created being. Or the fact that other Mormons apparently can become gods. That sounds very emblematic of this. You shall not listen to the words of that prophet or dreamer, for the Lord your God is testing you to find whether or not you love him with all your heart and all your soul. Guess Mormons failed. You are to follow the Lord your God and fear him. Keep his commandments and listen to his voice, serve him and hold fast to him. Such a prophet or dreamer of dreams must be put to death, because he has advocated rebellion against the Lord your God. Oops. Bye, Smith. Bye-bye, Smith. Okay. And then I think it's one of the other ones. Which one was it? 22? No, it's not 22. It's 18. 18, 22. But if any prophet dares to speak a message in my name, starting with verse 20, that I have not commanded him to speak, or to speak in the name of other gods. Tritheists with infinite pantheon. Oh no! That prophet must be put to death. You may ask in your heart, how will we recognize a message that the Lord has not spoken? When a prophet speaks in the name of the Lord, and the message does not come to pass, or come true, that is a message the Lord has not spoken. The prophet that has spoken, the prophet has spoken presumptuously. I'm mixing up my versions. Do not be afraid of him. Sounds like Smith is a false prophet. Sounds like he's a false prophet. Well, I guess that's it for this one. This is going to be kind of long, but fairly worthwhile. We'll get into the other issues I brought up, such as the created beings and the other video. That's going to be fun. I'll see you guys there.